Patrick Cook here. Welcome to session number 11 of our Mastering Mandelbulb3D. Let me see if I can say it. Let me see if I can say that right. Mastering Mandelbulb3D Formulas. Right. So let's continue now talking about the functionality of the formulas window. All right. Last session we talked about this reset button. Be careful with that. If you want information on the formula, you can come up to this I button and hit that. All right, and so here this is going to give you the description. If you recall way back in session, I believe it was 2, I was showing you what a formula looks like in behind the scenes. All right, and what this is doing is it's pulling that description out of that M3F file and displaying it here for you to review. Sometimes the description will actually show you the formula, sometimes not. Sometimes there won't be any description at all. That's all right. When there is no description, this I button is disabled. And in order to close this, you hit the I button again to bring up your properties. Okay, so that's the I button. This hidden here, I never have been able to figure out what the point and the purpose of that is. It hides the formula, but why? I found that it doesn't stop the formula from being executed. It just hides it. So, I don't know. You might find some use for it. I don't know. This open here, we're going to talk about that further on down the line. But what that will do is it will allow you to open up a file explorer window, and you can actually load a formula directly into the window, into the formulas window. We're going to talk about that further on down the line. Now this JIT button right here, JIT stands for just in time, and that's actually some functionality that allows you to write the script for formulas. That's pretty advanced stuff. And if and when we get to that, that's going to be way down in, I don't know, session 90. Who knows? We don't need that right now, but that is, you do have the capability to write formulas or write the script for formulas, and there's a whole language for it and everything else. Pretty cool. You cannot modify the formulas that come along with the Mandelbulb3D software, the M3F files, because those are what's called compiled, and you're stuck with them. You can write your own formulas. You can go get somebody else's formulas that are not compiled into machine code, and you can modify those. So you can take this pretty far, all right? In this tutorial series, we're not going to be talking about how to write formulas. We're going to be talking about how to use them creatively. Okay. Now, okay, let's move on down into here. Okay, let's pick on this next one right here, and I'm going to pick this one here because this should be fresh in your mind as to what a formula set or a formula sequence is. Do you remember? Remember what a formula sequence is? A formula sequence is all of the formula slots that have a formula assigned to them. So I have a formula sequence right here of one formula because I only have formula slot number 1 assigned a formula. If I put a formula into slot number 2, I have a formula sequence of two formulas. If I go over here and I pick a, all right, that's formula. Let's pick another one. I don't know. Let's see. Formula number 5. Let's pick, I don't know. Okay. So I have a formula sequence that consists of 5 assigned slots. All right, now what does this thing down here mean? Matter of fact, to tell you what, let's get the whiteboard up. Let me get you ready here. All right, come over here and turn it on. Get my stylus. Okay, so I have formulas. I have formulas 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Each of those has a formula. I got a formula in each one of those. Now I'm in alternate mode, so that means that this formula is going to be run, then this one, that one, and then that one. And then it's going to start all over again up to the number of times, up to the maximum iterations or our bailout is met. All right, so here's the point that I want to make. Let me change the pen color here. All right, that repeat from here basically says this, that run the first iteration of the set, and then when you go to run the second and subsequent, then come back and run from the run from here selection, and then up to the number of maximum iterations or our bailout. Okay, so let's go back to our screen here, and we can take a look here. If I'm on Formula 1 and repeat from here is checked on, which means that Formula 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are going to run, and then it's going to recycle back to Formula 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to 1, because that's checked on, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth, up to the maximum iterations or the R bailout. Now, if I come to formula number 2 and I check this on, can you guess what's going to happen? On the first formula sequence, it's going to go formula 1. It's going to run formula number 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and then it's going to go back to 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to the maximum iterations or the R bailout. So the repeat from here is a setting that where you can decide where the formula sequence resumes on the second and subsequent iterations. That's all it means. All right. If you set a repeat from here on the last formula, here's cycle number 1, formula 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, up to the number of maximum iterations or the R bailout. All right, so that's what repeat from here means. If I do a reset, then everything goes back to formula number 1, and repeat from here is defaulted to formula number 1. Now you can get some pretty interesting results from that. All right, fire up the Mandelbulb software, you try it for yourself. I don't need to give you all kinds of different examples, because the examples that I create are going to be, you probably won't be able to replicate them. But just get a bunch of formulas up there and try the repeat from here, and you'll find that this simple little control down here can have a dramatic difference in how your Mandelbulb graphic is displayed on the screen. Okay? All right. All right, so let's end this session here, and when we come back, we're going to talk about, let's talk about this bugger right here, and I think maybe we can catch up on these other two controls as well, okay? All right, so I'll see you in the next session.